Hey exterior cleaning business owners, my name is Jonathon Henderson with Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I want to go ahead and give you a step-by-step strategy that is going to allow you to get more jobs instantly, that's going to go ahead and get you more reviews, amplify the other marketing that you may already be doing like Facebook ads, yard signs, door knocking, and also it's going to allow you to dominate the neighborhoods that you really want to work in. And the reason why I want to tell this strategy is because we've gotten phenomenal feedback and positive feedback from not only clients that we've told this to, but prospects that we've told this to as well. And I said, you know what? The biggest pain point that most exterior cleaning business owners have that are doing under $350,000 is that they don't have a consistency of leads. And what I mean by that is they sometimes might be booked out a month and then they're like, dude, I only have 3 jobs that I have going on this week, especially in the summertime and in those slower times. And so what this strategy is going to allow you to do is fill in those gaps, between those times so that you know that you can run this strategy whenever you are slow. And so the next thing I want to go ahead and talk about before I go into the strategy is to get rid of a negative stigma of doing free work, because this strategy does involve doing some free work. And when people hear free work, they think about losing money, attracting the wrong type of clients, wasting time, and that can be further from the truth. And let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Is that sometimes you'll see marketing agencies where they'll say, hey, we'll work for free until we get you X amount of leads. And the reason why they say that they'll work for free until they get you an X amount of leads is because if they do have a good product or a good service, which if you're watching this video, you probably do have a good product or a good service that you provide, which is exterior cleaning, then guess what? They can back up those claims. And so once they do the work for somebody, they build that trust after they've done it for them for free. And it gets that person saying, hey, I want more of that, free stuff. Except instead of it being free this time, they have to pay for it. And so if you have a great product, if you have a great service, then offering your services for free is not going to cheapen your brand. It's not going to lose time or money or attract the wrong type of customers. So I want to establish that first. And so the first step of this strategy is you need to identify the neighborhoods that you want to work in, right? So you want to identify the neighborhoods that you want to work in, or where the neighborhoods where you want to execute this strategy. And the best thing to do is, if you have a CRM, is you can go into your CRM and sort out the top 3 zip codes that you have worked in. And so for those people that don't know what a CRM is, it's a customer relationship manager. And a CRM is where you manage your jobs, your bookings, your invoices, all of this. It's where you manage all your clients' contact information. So if you have a CRM like Jobber, House Call Pro, Marcade, sort out where you've done the top 3 jobs at, or the top 3 neighborhoods or zip codes that you've worked in. Now, why do you do that? Well, the reason why you do that is because this is already a neighborhood or an area where people know, like, and trust you. They've probably seen your trucks. They probably had a couple of friends that they've referred you to in these neighborhoods as well. And this is going to have the biggest impact for this strategy. Now, if you don't have a CRM, it's fine. You can just pick neighborhoods that you want to go ahead and work in. Now, number 2, once you establish a neighborhood that you want to go ahead and utilize a strategy in, or the neighborhoods where you want to utilize a strategy in, you're going to go ahead and you're going to door knock that area. Or you can even hit up another customer that you've worked in that neighborhood as well from your CRM. But you want to go ahead and find a customer to where you can provide a free service to, whether that's going to be a driveway cleaning, a window cleaning, a house washing, whatever service that you choose to be worthy of doing free work for, to where you can make a big impact for that client, to where they would want to tell their friends. And so usually I tell our clients, like, a driveway, windows are usually, or even a gutter cleaning are usually a good foot in the door, because those are quick, efficient services that aren't going to go ahead and cost you a lot. Now, why do I do this? Well, because once you go ahead and you get that client or that customer to agree to do that free work, you just tell them, hey, I'm gonna do this free work. And who turns down free work, guys? Most people, if you get somebody to turn down free work, go to the next neighbor, go to the next door. But I promise you, you're gonna get somebody in that neighborhood that's going to accept that free work. And so once you get them to accept that free work, you'll say, hey, if you like the work that I did, would it hurt you, or would it be too much effort for you to go ahead and just do a quick 30-second video testimonial with me, to talk about the kind of service that we provide here at whatever your company's called? And I'm going to tell you, 9 times out of 10, the customer is going to be totally fine with that if that's the cost that they have to pay in order for you to go ahead and do the work completely free. So, when they agree that they'll do the video and that you'll do the work on the day that you're doing the work, what you want to go ahead and do is you want to, because this is step 3 in it, right? So I would say this is step 3. So step 3, on the day that you're going to actually do the job, at that point, what you want to go ahead is you want to knock on the neighbor's door that are in front of them, you know, to the left and right of them. If they're on a corner, still, guys, you want to go ahead and at least hit 4 neighbors that are around them. And what you'll go ahead and do is you'll knock on these neighbors' doors and you'll say something to the tune of, hey, you know, I'll be doing work for, and then you'll say that customer's name. And what does that do? It establishes that trust because they're like, okay, they do know my neighbor. So you'll say, hey, and let's just say, for example, for the sake of the video, that this neighbor's name is Nancy. And you'll say, hey, I'm doing some work for Nancy over here. And I just wanted to knock on your door because we're going to be doing some work for Nancy right now. It may get a little loud. You may be wondering, who are these guys? And so just want to go ahead and introduce myself to make sure that, you know, we're safe. We do X, Y, and Z. And so what this allows you to do is it allows you to build rapport with that neighbor. And it doesn't sound like a cold door knock, because most guys will go into neighborhoods and just door knock and say, hey, have you gotten service done with this? You're going in there, you know what I mean, with already some established rapport because you know their neighbor. And so once you make that introduction, then you can actually go ahead and switch over the conversation to say something along the lines of, have you ever had exterior cleaning done before, you know, with your house or your home? And they may say yes, they may say no. So if they say yes, you can just simply ask them, who do you use? And they say, well, we already got a company X, Y, and Z. And to get over that overcome, or to get over that objection, you can just say, hey, there's nothing wrong with seeing the results that you'll go ahead and see at your neighbor's house, or there's nothing wrong with getting a free estimate, you know, if you believe that our service may be better, right? Let's just go ahead and see some areas that you may need to be cleaned. And then if I identify some areas that may need to be cleaned around your home, or that may be problem areas, then guess what? You can go ahead and call that other company to go ahead and clean it. But guys, by the time you've identified those areas, you've already probably built that, you know, trust and rapport with them anyway. And it's something that I used to do when I used to run an exterior cleaning business. It's called a fob around, right? And so you'll do that to all 4 neighbors, because if they say no, that they don't use an exterior cleaning company, then guess what? It's your way to be like, hey, there's nothing, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and get a free estimate, or to identify other areas of your home that need cleaning. It's the same playbook that you'll do. And so you can go ahead and you can schedule that with them. If they say no, who cares? There's, you know, 4 other neighbors that you're going to be doing this with as well. And so it's not even a cold, you know, door knock. You're just saying, hey, so I'll run through the script again, guys, for this step. You'll just say, hey, you'll go to the neighbors on the day of the job. You'll go to 1 neighbor's house or 4 neighbors' house. You'll knock on the door. Hey, we're doing Nancy's house. You know what I mean? I just wanted to introduce ourselves. And I wanted to tell you that I just wanted to know that we're safe. We're going to just be doing some exterior cleaning, unless you're like, who the heck are these guys over at Nancy's house making all this noise? And then you'll ask them about if they had exterior cleaning done before or not. If they say yes, you just ask them who they use. And you can just say, hey, I can identify some areas that you may need to get cleaned. You know, there's no, you know, what's the hurt in that? And even if they say no, you got 3 other ones that you can go ahead and knock. And if they say no, they haven't, it gives you a proper introduction to offer your services, giving them a business card, whatever it may be, right? Because they're going to see the neighbor's home and it's going to look good, right? So as soon as you do that fob around, you go with the neighbors, obviously you complete the job. So, you know, step 4, do a damn good job on the free job that you did. So that's step 4. Once you execute the service, do a good job. So once you do a good job on that service, afterwards, what you're going to do is film that testimonial video with the client. So you may say something along the lines of, hey guys, or just call out the homeowners that are in your area. So like, let's just say I'm in like North Atlanta, right? Or if I'm in North Raleigh, I'll do North Raleigh, North Carolina. So just say, hey, North Raleigh homeowners, I'm with Nancy right here. We just completed and let's just say a driveway cleaning for her. You know, Nancy, can you tell like the audiences out here, or the other homeowners that are just like you, kind of how it was with the process, our quality of work? And guess what? Nancy's going to go ahead and leave that review for you. And sometimes, guys, if you want to throw in an extra incentive for this customer that you're doing free work with, you can give them a $50 Amazon gift card too, right? But you know, she'll say that these guys are great. They were phenomenal. You know, look at my driveway. My driveway looks new again. The kids can play on it. The kids can play hopscotch on it again. The kid, you know, we can drive our cars back on it. Whatever she needs to say, she'll go ahead and record that video for you. Guess what, guys? Now you have that free video. And what you can go ahead and ask Nancy thereafter, after you do a really good job with the service, is we go to step 5. So step 4, guys, is going to be do a damn good job and get the video. Step 5 now is once you have that video and you've done a good job, then afterwards you're going to tell Nancy, you're going to say, hey Nancy, do you have any best friends in the neighborhood? Like, who's your best friend in this neighborhood that we could go ahead that would also be interested in this service as well? And guess what? They will still probably go ahead and say somebody like, hey, there's and I'll just say some like, there's Jim and Stephanie, a couple blocks down. You say, hey, would it be fine if I get their address? And a lot of the times, guys, this may not work, but a lot of the times it still will work, because if you're giving them a gift card, if you've done the free service, people feel like they want to give back to you, especially if you did a good job. And so it's a law of reciprocity, right? So they're going to want to go ahead and reciprocate that generosity that you did for the free job. And so afterwards, guys, what you'll go ahead and do, like I said, you'll ask them. Don't say, do you know anybody else that needs this? Because they can just say, no, I don't. And then the conversation ends there. That's why they say, who do you know could also benefit from our services in this neighborhood? And how I like to say it is I might just say like, hey Nancy, you got any best friends in the neighborhood that, that could also utilize this service? And guess what? If Nancy says that she does know those people, like I said, Jim and Stephanie, then at that point you can go to Jim and Stephanie's house, right? So step 6 of this strategy would, after they go ahead and give you somebody that they refer that they think would do a good job for it, then you go to Jim and Stephanie's house and you say, hey Jim, hey Stephanie, Nancy went ahead and said that you guys might be interested in exterior cleaning. And it goes back to the same script again. They could say, oh no, we already have a company. And then all you have to say is, well, it doesn't hurt if we just go ahead and identify the areas, need cleaning. And it doesn't hurt to just get a second opinion. It doesn't hurt to get more quotes. Nobody has ever gotten more quotes and nobody has ever gotten more information and made a worse decision, right? Like, and that's true sometimes. Like, the more information that you're equipped with or that you have, the better decisions that you make. And so you can just even ask them that. You might say, hey, would you agree that the more information that somebody has, the better decisions that they can make? And they might say, yeah, I actually do agree with that. And you say, well, perfect then. So that means that we can go ahead and just look at and identify areas of your home that could need some cleaning, and your other company can go ahead and go clean it. Or if you would like us to clean it after you see our estimate or our quote, perfect. We'll go ahead and do that because Nancy said that, you guys are the perfect ones for this. And guess what, guys? You use Nancy and now these people will trust you more than if you just went in that neighborhood and you just door knocked them cold. They know Nancy, you build some social trust with them at that point. And so now that's already established. So that's step 6. And then, step 7 would just be to follow up with some of the people that you've worked with or some of the people that you've contacted. So like the people that you did the fob around with, you can go follow up with them again and say like, hey, we just completed Nancy's job. Here's her video that she made about this, right? And they're going to be like, oh, that's cool. Like, they may be more open to the estimate as well. They already know who you are. They may not like you if you didn't do a good enough job, and that's just a joke, guys. But they already know who you are right now. And so once you go do those fob rounds and you also, went to who they recommended, it may be more than just Jim and Stephanie. It may be 4 other people that they think. You have those 4 other people now that you can go knock on their door and say, hey, Nancy said that I should reach out to you guys because we do exterior cleaning services. And she said that you guys, may need this service as well. And guess what? You have the video to show proof that Nancy was happy. You can leverage, Nancy's familiarity with them to your own advantage as well. And you're not going into these neighborhoods, door knocking cold. Because now what you can also do, step 8, is you could use other marketing. So now, guess what you can do now? You can go ahead and put your door hangers in that area. You can go ahead and put your yard signs in that area. And you have a video testimonial from Nancy now. So what you could do is you could go to Facebook Ads Manager. You could go to that particular zip code or neighborhood that you worked in, and you can run a Facebook ad in a 5-mile radius around that area because guess what? Her neighbors may see that. And so just like I talked about, you said, hey North Raleigh residents, like I told you when you're doing the video, you're calling out those homeowners. And guess what? Those homeowners are in Nancy's area. And this is how people are able to dominate neighborhoods, because then now you put out your yard signs in that area, you put out your door hangers in that area, and you're running a Facebook ad with a testimonial. And so you've already done so many actions, guys, already where you door knocked other people's stuff, and it was kind of, they already had Nancy in there. And now you have the video testimonial that you can go ahead and do. So now if you did work for Jim and Stephanie, all of a sudden, because you guys might say, well, Jonathan, how do we get around it if they know that we did free work for Nancy? Trust me, Nancy's not going to say that. You can tell Nancy beforehand, like, Nancy, keep the secret between us that I did this free work for you, whatever it may be. Because now if you do Jim and Stephanie's and then you start doing more people in that neighborhood, it's a compounding effect. And you're running ads in there, and you have your door signs and your door hangers in that area, they're going to be more effective. And so that talks about the 4 things that I told you that this would do. It allows you, number 1, to do what? Get instant jobs, which you can get instant jobs for this. It can get more reviews. Because Nancy left you a video testimonial. She might leave you a 5-star if that's too much for her to ask, but you can get reviews out of this as well when it comes to that. Any other marketing that you're doing, like yard signs, door hangers, and even door knocking, gets amplified. It gets even better results because guess what? You're already doing that. And if you run some Facebook ads with this as well, it will amplify what you're already doing as well. And guess what? Number 4, dominate your local neighborhood. This will easily allow you to dominate your local neighborhood as well, or this local neighborhood, because now you will be the person that everybody will go to, because guess what? Jim and Stephanie recommend you, Nancy recommends you, and then they're going to start talking to their friends. Other people are going to go ahead and see your truck because they're going to be like, hey, you know, you do exterior cleaning, I need that for my home. How many of you guys have gotten jobs from people that have said, like, while you've been doing work, and somebody comes up and say, hey, I want an estimate for that. All of a sudden, you're doing 10 houses in that neighborhood, and that's your neighborhood to have. And the reason why I say this too is because there is a guy, and I kind of want to shout out his company, but I got some clients in San Antonio that are probably his competitors with that, so they probably wouldn't like it. But there's a guy that's in my parents' neighborhood that kind of utilizes the same exact strategy in that sense. He dominates my family's HOA that they live at in San Antonio. So yes, guys, if you want to go ahead and instantly get more jobs, you want to get more reviews, you want to amplify your existing or current marketing that you're doing, and you want to dominate neighborhoods, this is a strategy for you. So thank you so much for watching. If you want help getting more jobs, you need more help with just looking at your digital online presence, guess what? We here at Pressure Washing Marketing Pros can do that for you. So click the description if you want to go ahead and get a free strategy session with me and my team where we go over your complete online presence to see what we can help you with or what you can go ahead and do and walk away from with that meeting, whether you work with us or not, but what you can walk away from that meeting knowing what action plans you need to, put in place to get more jobs on the digital, online landscape. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave me your feedback on if this strategy worked for you or not in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.